everybody. In this video, I'm going to be explaining what Summerween is. If you don't know about Summerween, well, I'm about to tell you all about it. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is explain where the name comes from. So, Summerween. Obviously, we can split that name up into two separate words. Summer and ween. The ween part comes from the word Halloween. It's just kind of like a shortened version of that word. And if you're wondering why they combined those two words, it's because this holiday takes place in the summer. Now, exactly when in the summer? We'll get to that in just a moment. So now that we know where the name comes from, let's talk about when it's celebrated. Because in the U.S., at least, we celebrate Halloween on October 31st. But for this holiday, it's celebrated on the Friday before Labor Day. So in 2021, it's going to be celebrated on September. In 2022, it's going to be celebrated on September. And in 2023, it will be celebrated on September. Now, I did forget to mention something really important. Here in the United States, Labor Day is celebrated on the first Monday of September. However, in Canada, it's celebrated on the second Monday of September. So because of that, Summerween is celebrated on different days in those two countries. So, for example, in 2021, Canadians celebrated their Summerween on September. Americans celebrated theirs a week later on September. But now, you might be wondering, okay, if this holiday is celebrated in the summer, then why are we celebrating it by carving pumpkins? I mean, if you look on the calendar, you'll see that September is still very much in the summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. But as many of you probably already know, the weather can get pretty chilly in September. Especially if you live in somewhere like Canada or the Northern United States. As soon as August ends, it feels like October. But anyway, I digress. The reason why we carve pumpkins for this holiday is because originally this holiday was called Pumpkin Halloween, which was a celebration of the autumn harvest and the beginning of the spooky season. Over time, the name of this holiday was shortened to... But even though the name was shortened, the tradition of carving pumpkins remained. Now, some people might think that carving pumpkins is a weird thing to do during the summer, but I think it's pretty fun. There's just something really cool about taking a big orange pumpkin and turning it into something really fun and festive looking. And besides, you don't necessarily have to carve your pumpkin. You can decorate it in any way you want. Some people color them. Some people draw on them. Some people turn them into pinatas. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that Summerween isn't recognized by everybody. I've talked to a lot of people who have never heard of this holiday before. So, if you're planning on celebrating it this year, you should probably let your friends and family know that you're redoing so because they might think that you're re-celebrating Halloween early. Which is understandable. I also wanted to let you guys know that Summerween is not to be confused with Halloween, which is a completely different thing. Halloween is basically like a week-long celebration of Halloween that takes place every single year in the month of October in Salem, Now, I wasn't planning on telling you this next thing, but I guess there's no harm in letting you know. So here goes. Nothing... Basically, I didn't come up with this idea of celebrating Halloween in the summer. This is actually something that's been going on for years. I've seen people celebrating this holiday since I was a kid back in the 1980s. Though, I had no idea what it was called. I just knew that it was a fun thing to do with my friends during the summer. Before we went back to school, we would dress up and go door to door, trick-or-treating, just like we would on Halloween. And when we got candy, we would enjoy it immediately instead of waiting until October. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of weird. But hey, we were kids. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great rest of your summer.